So let's just tell the people like who you are, where you're from, and just a little bit about like your business and like what you do.
Of course. So, my name is Melissa, and I have been behind the chair for 22 years. And I just recently decided that I needed to branch out and find some different services that resonated more with my soul as I've grown in my life. So, I came across the head spas and thought it was a really beautiful way to incorporate. Um, Most every client tells me every day when I shampoo them that they want to take me home. And I know that everyone says that, but like it actually is almost every client. So I know that I have a good energy with my hands and their scalp to begin with. So it just kind of seemed to fit and flow well with the phase of life. So I came across you. I think I'm just searching, like head spa stuff. And some of what you put in there just resonated with trying to remember maybe just like the natural way and crystals. And I think if I saw crystals, I was like, oh, tell me more. Trying to remember like exactly like what sparked your page in me, and then we set up a call, and I knew as soon as we had our call that I was going to work with you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. So what was like what was that like deciding like yes factor for you to join the mentorship?
It was how you spoke the voices that were inside of me, but I didn't know how to get them out with how I want to approach my clients and just some of the grounding techniques and the more mindful ways of moving. And a lot of the coaching is very go, 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 go. Like that didn't resonate with the phase of my life. I'm actually trying to slow down with what I'm doing, but slowing down doesn't mean, not knowing my numbers and making sure like my prices are correct. So I can slow down. So I liked that you brought in the business background and then the mindfulness of the approach.
Mm, yes, awesome, awesome.
Oh, and then there was the head spa stuff
Right.
that like that all like almost became like just the side piece that I forgot about because we were so into all the other stuff. So I can say that I first seeked this thinking that I would be like a head spa pro when we were done. And I am not a head spa pro. And that is okay because I rounded out myself with all of my feelings and my thoughts that I want to incorporate into my head spa. And now by breaking them apart with you, I can slowly incorporate them in a more mindful way than just throwing it all together and trying to make it work.
I love that. I love that.
So I feel even more prepared than I was before.
Awesome. So what shifts have you like seen in yourself specifically or like in your business like going through this
The
program?
biggest shift is I am listening to myself. I am listening to my inner voice and figuring out how that can be the top priority and still work through everything else for everybody. But slowing down and thinking, how do I want my day to be? How many clients do I want to take? How do I want to work? And it's really helped me hear myself
Mm,
and honor myself. And it's okay that I'm going to be different than everybody else.
mm.
Like I was working on 30-minute blocks. I created the space for them to build that relationship and
If I'm
kind of
going to have the capacity and hold the capacity for the clients, like like financial capacity. It's almost like you have to create that space first. And that is like for some of us just slowing down to be able to be like, okay, no, this time is yours and it's a value, and so I
Mhm.
love that. And it is like a beautiful way to just like completely restructure, and yeah, you can be making $1 million, but if you don't have the time to actually breathe and enjoy it, like, well,
Right.
what's the point, right? Like, yeah. So
Correct.
uh,
And for like the middle chunk of my career, that is how I worked. And I thought that's when I at that time, that's what I was doing, just more, 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 more. But like the other side of let's slow down. And it is like starting over because I do feel like I'm a new person. So I do have to constantly start over because I'm not the same person I was 10 years ago when I was working like that. So I've actually found a lot of beauty in the whole program for myself with starting over. And it doesn't have to be as scary as the voices outside make it. To actually, one of the most beautiful parts of life is always starting over.
just getting to start fresh. It's a beautiful
Yeah,
place. Yeah.
yeah.
So have your clients noticed like any difference or any shift? Like you
I have a lot of clients that we've just been able to have longer conversations, and I know that they also enjoy that. Everyone says I'm glowing all the time, that I really look like I am lighter. So to me, that means less stressed,
know.
like visually stressed. They're like, oh, you look so much lighter. I'm like, yeah, yeah. So, I think in their own way, they have noticed that I am calmer and slower. And I'm sure that they appreciate that because they're there to spend time with me too.
Have you
Right.
noticed any like because you said, yes, learning had spa, but like the mindfulness aspect and just the different modalities, have you noticed that like maybe affect other areas like outside of your salon business?
Definitely because that is a big part of my life. So it just really combines the two. And I think it helped me find more of my passion back for doing hair because I can incorporate who I'm becoming more with some of those instead of just like basic hair. So it's been nice to think, oh, I can bring in these essential oils and I can work on Reiki like techniques. Like I can bring in who I'm becoming in my life into the salon.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be separate things.
Right.
Yeah, it can all be together and all be one cohesive life, right? We don't have to have like
Yeah.
a business life and our personal life. It's like it can be all one thing if we just do it with good balance and mindfulness, like you said.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, yay. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Is there anything else you want to share with the people? Maybe like your Instagram, your business, or anything you want to share?
I do have something to share. It's not that, which I don't not, but I would say that something else that I've done this year is invest in myself. And I can be very honest that I never invested financially in me. It was always, I don't want to spend money on that class. I don't, or if it was just like a little bit of a class. So I investing in this program was a high dollar amount for me. It was one of the highest amounts of money I've ever spent on myself. That's not like a vacation. Actually, no. Okay, this was the highest amount. And I can 100% say it paid off. And I know it's going to keep paying off so much for my future. So I know it's scary sometimes to think of spending money like that, but it was the best decision for me to spend it. So, and I know like coming, so I just want to share that. And I've been sharing that a lot with like investing in yourself because I never really understood what that meant with actual money. Like you got to put it in for it to come back.
Yeah, yeah. And there's just such an amazing shift that too, like whenever we do have like when we incorporate like the financial investment, right? It's like, yeah, the time might be one thing, like to set aside the time, but like there's like a mental like energy shift that happens of like, oh no, I'm elevating to the next level like with this investment. And it's almost like this like exchange of like, okay, yeah, like I'm making this more real, because it's like a more like, matrixy thing of like, okay, this is like more of this like this dimension and it's happening. And it almost keeps you like for me, I know like when I invest in my high ticket coaching, it's it's like, yeah, like some stuff that I might learn, it's like, okay, yeah, I might know that, but it's like, but I'm not doing it or following through with it, right? And it's almost like this incentive of like, no, look what you did. Like you invested and it's gonna come back like 1,000-fold. But we also have to like show up. And sometimes just showing up is that investment or just like, okay,
Mhm.
schedule the call, or just or whatever it is, And so really proud of you for doing that because it's like you said, it's hard, for so
Mhm.
many people, to just be like, oh, is it really worth it? Or like, no, 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 like me saving money is me taking care of myself, or whatever. And it's finding that balance. But yeah, it's awesome when we just truly like invest in us, and us as the asset, and it's a very powerful place to be.
It is, yes. So thank you very much.
Yeah, well, thank you. Thank you for joining and following through and showing up for yourself. Like that's like just really like thank yourself, for doing that because it is such an awesome, awesome thing to do. Yay. Yay.